Give everybody just a couple minutes here to get on, and we'll do a little bit of chatting. Oh, I was on mute here. What's happening, Laws? Just wanted to see how the Packer game was. Just checking in and see if the Bears won or lost. What's in 2 weeks? Another ass whooping? You just gotta admit to the fact, Laws, that the Bears have been owned by the Packers forever, and I don't know if that's really ever gonna change. You guys had your chance. I was actually a little nervous. I didn't think the Packers were going to pull it off. The Bears have been playing pretty darn well. But Williams, I don't know. Depends on, he's kind of like Love, too. Whoever shows up, and you're going to get the good one, you're going to get the bad one. Well, we will get started and chat a little bit here. We're going to pick the winner of the tickets, and I've actually got two sets of 2 tickets to give away tonight, so we'll be drawing 2 winners. And the other thing I think we're going to do too. Hey Ben, thanks for joining in. Glad you found me, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask. You can also talk bad about the Bears. That's okay too. One thing that I'm going to have, and 2 lucky people, the people that win the tickets tonight, are also going to get a bag of the new dill pickle catch and cook. This stuff here, I'm going to tell you right now, when we had the chance to use it this past weekend up at Kurt's Island Sports, we were all dying just to smell it, right? Everybody loves pickles, and the roasted red pepper and garlic is also the new one. And when you open this one, it's exactly like exactly what you would think to smell: garlic and some smoky red pepper flavor. And this was very good too. I cannot wait to use this on the venison. I mean, on the fish it's been great, but I think some venison loins, breaded in that and fried, is going to be pretty awesome. But this stuff here, let's go back to this. We opened this stuff up, and we kind of, everybody was like, "Oh, it's powerful. It's super strong, enough to pretty much kill every vampire in the neighborhood." Um, so it was like, all right, kind of a gimmick. Um, so then we go and we bread some fish and we throw it in a fryer, and that steam that was coming up out of the fryer, everybody's putting their nose over, smelling it, and every single person darn near got knocked back to their rear end. I mean, it was just so overpowering, and again, everybody's like, "Nah, I don't know, is this going to be good or not? Seems kind of strong." So we got it out, got the fish out, and I was the first guinea pig. I took a piece, and we just had little chunks of cod. And I'm going to tell you, it was nothing what we had expected. It was just the right amount of dill, and every single person that tried it, their first words out of their mouth were, "Man, it tastes like the tartar sauce is already on the fish." And that's exactly what it tastes like. There's no need for tartar sauce with this. It is the right, just the absolute right amount. It's perfect, not overpowering, great flavor, great crunch, and you got to try it. It's one of those things where you really can't believe it until you try it. And I'm a huge believer. Everybody that was up at Kurt's, no, not one person said that this was too strong. Everybody said this was amazing. So they did a really good job. And again, the roasted red pepper and garlic was awesome too. I actually yesterday, if you guys seen the Facebook today, we whacked on a bunch of bluegills, came home, cleaned them up, and threw them in the fryer last night in the snowstorm, and enjoyed some fresh fish, the first ones of the season. So we'll have some limited supplies at the ice show. I believe Thorne Brothers is bringing some down. They were up at St. Paul last weekend, so they had some. Jay and Josh were over at the show at St. Paul, and I know they had a bunch shipped in. I believe Thorne Brothers left with some, so they will have some. Critters is going to have a limited supply, not going to be many. It's basically what I have left from this last weekend. I guess if you're looking for some, if you want to get it local from Critters, he'll have whatever I have left, and after that, you'll have to go over to Thorne Brothers. So that's that. Let's see. I got some messages here from everybody. Brad. Oh, Brad's going to come up with our friend Pat from Iowa. Sounds good, Brad. Looking forward to it. Give Ruby a big old smooch for me. Oh, Larry, that we've got quite a few different seasonings, and as well as the breadings. The beer batter, you really can't, I mean, go wrong with the beer batter is a good one. If she's like the gluten-free stuff, we have a gluten-free, and the only difference between the gluten-free and the original crunchy is the fact that they use rice flour. But as far as the flavor goes, I could blind test anybody, and you really could never tell the difference between the crunchy and the gluten-free. So if you're conscious about that, that gluten-free is really good stuff. The We always joke, they've got the original crunchy and then the fire, which is what they consider spicy. But you got to remember, to the Canadians, sorry for picking on any of the Canadians, Canadian spice, I think they think milk is spicy some days. So it's not what I would call hot. It's more like a chipotle seasoning than anything. No, it's not like a Cajun flavor. So it really doesn't have that heat. It's more just like a chipotle seasoning. So if it, uh-oh, Coot just came in and said, I heard a wheeler went in. Did you hear anything? I haven't heard anything about that. But going back to the breading, so the original crunchy is great on its own. The fire, which is like the chipotle, that's a great one. We've got the lemon pepper. The citrus kick kind of goes along with that. The seasoning, lemon pepper is really good for people that that citrusy flavor. It really does have a good solid lemon flavor to it. With some pepper and that mixed in. If anything, I think it goes good on like chicken breasts and stuff like that too. Whereas some of these other ones can be used for everything. I wasn't a real big fan of the lemon pepper with fish, but that's just my preference. The beer batter, like I say, the beer batter is really good, and I'm gonna actually do a video on the beer batter, because the one thing with beer batter on fish is most people always make the batter too thick. You really can't make it too thin. So for one bag, I typically start with about 2 to 2.5 cans of beer, and whisk that in, and it'll be like water. And that's really kind of what you want. You want kind of like a soupy base. You don't want it super thick, because then all you got is just this really thick coating of breading, and it makes a mess in the fryer and stuff too. Thinner you can get it, put your flays in the flour, shake off the flour, put the flays into the beer batter, and then into the fryer, and they're going to come out super light, flaky, crispy, and just the right amount of seasoning. So definitely going to shoot a video on that just to show the difference. Let's go back up and answer some more of the questions. Did you shoot anything to cook? Rob, I did shoot a buck, and my buddy Rob from Swamp Donkey came and helped me find our buck this year. And the sad part was, and we almost knew something was wrong right away when we started gutting it out. It just had a stench like no other. And we all, thought it was just the glands and, the rut activity, but he went so far and completely bled out. And I think it was just running on adrenaline. And this is the second time this has happened to me. And then my brother-in-law also had the same thing happen to him too. We got the deer home, hung it up, and it stunk so unbelievably bad. We took some of the loins out, and even just smelling of venison has a smell to it. We all get that, but this was knock you right over smell. And I did try frying a little piece up just to taste it and see, and it was just not good. So we ended up having to dispose of the whole deer, which was pretty sad. But better that than being sick. You need smell-o-vision, yeah. That's TJ, don't even need to buy Grinch meal to get the pickle flavor. Yeah, but with that $16 Grinch meal, you do get a free pair of socks for $16. John, yeah, the spicy, the flame is actually, good. Like I say, it's like a chipotle. The new roasted red pepper and garlic's got probably just as much heat as what the flame does, and it's not a heat. Like I say, it's more of a flavor of that chipotle season. Right, best way to serve lemon pepper or anything is to open the trash and toss it in. um, Bryce, as far as suggestions for auger mounts on a snowmobile, I've there's not one that I haven't had to modify. Everyone is great if you're really easy on your equipment. My nickname Destroy is a great testament as far as to what products can handle, especially out here on the big lake running Winnebago and Green Bay, Poigan. The best one that I can say, if I would have to pick any, would be what is the name of it? It's I can't remember the name. I'll do some looking here and I'll post on it. But basically, it's like a spring-loaded clamp, and you just basically you pull a pin on both sides. They're spring-loaded. They open up and the auger comes out. Set the auger in, close the clamps, and once the pins are locked, it really can't go anywhere. It doesn't take up a whole lot of space. Pretty durable, but again, the first thing you're going to have to do to modify it is you're going to have to put Loctite on everything that has threads, because one or two trips on Poigan with a snowmobile, bouncing around, vibrations. Yep, Jaws of Ice, Ray, thanks. They'll self-implode. The other thing that I've had happen is I've had the plastic break. I do have a buddy, my tournament buddy works at a plastics place and got me some new material. So I've had to basically recut out the jaws themselves And I don't know if they've changed the design, but most auger shafts now are, hexagonal. So it's not the standard round as what it used to be. So I don't know if Jaws of Ice has fixed that problem, but if they didn't, you would have to actually square out the part that clamps down onto the steel bar to make it fit that hexagon shaft. But that's as good as they come. Otherwise, I'm actually going back to kind of where I started this year. I do have that OtterBox that the big OtterBox that fits on the back of an ATV, or putting it on the back of the snowmobile. And then with the OtterBox, you've got the connections that are molded in for the auger tube. And to be honest, that's the best way to haul one around. You don't have to worry about anything breaking. You don't have to worry about it really coming out. Nothing, no blades to worry about. That's the one thing with all these horizontal mounted auger racks, is that if you're driving around, you don't put blade covers on. I can't tell you how many pairs of pants, bibs, jackets, hands, people getting cut, people running into it. It's crazy, how many people get cut with those horizontal racks. So with the nice thing with the tube, slide it in, it's protected. Everything's really protected. Put a strap, through the handles to hold it in if you're, really concerned. But even at that, I've never had one come out. Let's see. Zach, that sounds good, man. Just get a hold of me. We can. I have a couple here yet, but if you need something, we can definitely help you out. Travis, the catch and cook breading can be used wet or dry. The beer batter is more the one that you want to use wet. Their standard breadings, all the flavors, the dill pickle, roasted red pepper and garlic, and the other ones. It's a dry breading. The best way, again, take your fillets, just make sure they're a little damp. Get them in some flour, shake the flour off, go into an egg/milk wash, and then from there into the breading. And then once you pull them out of that breading, shake it off. And the one thing you do want to do too is leave them sit for good 4 or 5 minutes until that breading is like, I don't know, I don't want to call it wet, but damp. You'll see it. It'll actually change color. That way it's saturated into that egg wash. And when you do that, make sure too that you have your temperature set correctly. Up at Kurt's this weekend, I had a lot of people ask me, or even tell me, man, this is the crunchiest fish I've ever had. And the secret to that is that 375 to 390 or so on your oil, using a peanut oil. And the reason for that is once you put that fish, if it's done right, you got the coating on correctly, you throw that in the oil, that breading will create that crunchy layer instantly. And then after that, that oil is really not penetrating the fish fillet because you've got that outer shell. But what it's doing then is it's steam cooking that fish inside that shell that you made from the breading, and you don't get soggy fish. You get a nice, super crunchy outside and moist fillets on the inside. So make sure you are, the other thing too is double check your thermometers, calibrate your thermometers in a pot of boiling water. All thermometers that are on these deep fryers or these ones you stick in, you can adjust them to calibrate. So I've seen sometimes as off as many as 20 degrees. And if you're cooking fish at 320, that thing's just going to absorb all that oil, and it's going to be soggy and just kind of gross. So a little bit of a cooking tip there. Are you a fan of using the schoolie reels? I have some schoolie reels on my tip downs. Otherwise, I'm primarily either just one-to-one fly reels or the inlines, depending on what depth we're at and what we're actually targeting. Let's see. Any insight on lakes to fish near Lakewood, Wisconsin? Not familiar with the area other than the Townsend flowage. I know the Shawano area. I mean, it's not too far. Shawano's, great place to fish. Another little lake that's up there, White Clay Lake, is another awesome, place to go and chase crappies over suspended water. A lot of big bluegills in there as well. Guys catch a lot of nice pike and walleye. It's a deep lake, a little bit on the clear side, but yeah, great area that around the Shawano. As far as truthfully right around the Lakewood, I can't help you, but if somebody on here can, feel free either private message Pat or share some information on here with everybody. All right, so now we got kind of all the cooking and stuff. Let's kind of get to what we got going on this weekend. Obviously, the ice fishing show in Oshkosh. I will be there actually starting tomorrow. We got set up. We will be setting up the Eskimo booth in Ion tomorrow, and helping Critters and Thorn Brothers. So we'll see everybody there. Again, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. My seminar, I believe, is at 2 o'clock on Saturday. We're going to be talking tip-ups and answering any questions that you guys have. Let's see. So looking forward to that. Kurt's Island Sports Shop, his sports show last weekend was a lot of fun. Traffic was down a little bit, but it sounded like St. Paul was just absolute gangbusters. And I'm sure with the weather being as cold as what it's going to be this weekend, probably not going to be a whole lot of guys getting out on the ice. So I'm sure we'll see them at the show. And it should be a great weekend for getting out of the house and doing that. Just make sure you bring some warm clothes. Let's see, Travis asks, when using your long rods, what length do you prefer to use? I've got a few blanks. My longest ones are 5 feet. So, that 4 to 5 foot range is kind of my favorite. The actions are just right. They're a lot of fun to fish with. But the other thing is, when we get into this first ice and then again late ice in these shallow bays where the water's gin clear, this year we don't really have the problem because we got quite a bit of snow already on the ice. So visibility isn't too much of a factor, but when we're fishing clear shallow bays, the reason we use the long rods probably more than anything is just to stay away from the hole. All that motion and those shadows and everything that you put out as a person really comes down through those holes and freaks these fish out. So a lot of times what I'll do is, I'll drill a series of holes around me and then just sit on a bucket or stand in the middle, and then I can just, turn around in a circle and fish the different holes. And as these fish are swimming through their little channels and whatnot in the weeds, you just pick them out. So, yeah, I mean, that's as far as length goes. It's really a personal preference, but I kind of prefer that 4 to 5 feet. Excuse me, my garage door opener was in my pocket, so I want to make sure I don't shut the open door. Okay, we're good. As far as the ice conditions go, I have not been out on Bago at all. I did go and check some of the bays, just kind of drove around, but been out on Poygan, been out on Big Green, a lot of the small lakes around Marquette County, Waushara County, and for the most part, everything now is right around that 4 to 5 inches, I'd say, out here in Waushara County. Poygan, still finding a few spots that if there's a bigger, thicker snow drift in that probably 3.5 inches, but found as much as 6 inches in quite a few spots. So hopefully this snow didn't insulate it too bad. If it did, this cold weather hopefully will help dry it up, and with the wind this weekend start blowing some stuff around. so we can start making some ice. We definitely didn't need to get all this heavy, wet snow. It was exciting. We still got a pretty good base. It was just exciting to finally get some, really cold weather and, get things moving here at like a normal winter like we were used to when we were kids. We should have, growing up, it was always, we looked right around Christmas break or first of the year. We were driving trucks out on Partridge or Poigan, and it was pretty easy to get out. And we haven't seen that in a long time. So as long as it stays cold and we can keep the snow away, I think we'll be sitting pretty good here for Christmas and New Year's and the rest of the season. It really is exciting. I cannot wait to get the shacks out and get back out there to chase these fish. As far as what's happening with the fishing, a lot of the I would call them community spots on the lakes around here in Waushara County, all the first ice spots. Guys are catching quite a few bluegills, some crappies. The couple of the mill ponds where the guys are that chase pike are doing pretty good on some bigger pike already. The channels and bays and stuff out on Bago, guys are getting some bluegills, panfish. Poigan, if you when you get on the schools of fish, they're pretty active. It's trying to find the schools of like 50 to 100 fish in a school, and their mixes crappies, white bass, walleyes, and when you find the kind of those mix of fish, it seems to be better. Just jigging, they're pretty aggressive. I think they're all competing. And then when you find those just pods of 6-8 walleyes or whatever swimming around, if you can get lucky to turn them and they swing over, it's pretty easy to catch them. They're pretty active right now, and obviously it's first ice, everything's always active right away, and then they'll start schooling up into bigger schools once more pressure and that get out there and start driving these fish around. So walleyes have been doing pretty good. There's just a lot of those 14, just perfect eaters, cookie cutters, that were all those like 11, 12 inches this spring. They're going to get, I think, hammered this winter. The other thing though too is just how much bait I've seen. It's amazing that we can even get these fish to eat with how much bait's in this system right now. Yeah, Coots says 1981 drove out on Bago Christmas Day in the trucks. Let's see, I would have been just a little over 2 years old. I don't remember that, but we'll take your word for it, Coot. You're old. Coot's going to be down there, I'm sure, all weekends. I don't know who else is really coming. I don't know. I think Larry's going to be there doing a seminar. I think Tom Boley, Matt Crawford. Trying to think. Coot's doing some seminars. I think Greg is going to be doing a seminar, kids basic ice fishing deal. So a lot of great speakers, a lot of good information. And if you're not doing anything, come on down and check it out. I'm going to go open up my Facebook page here and see if I got any new entries. But the nice thing about AI is you can do some pretty neat things as far as the drawings go. Okay, well that figures everything out. Random question: how many points typical to draw upriver sturgeon tag? Oh, I think the average right now is like 8 or 9 years. And it really sucks is what was it, last year? No, the year before, when they basically canceled all of sturgeon spearing, was the year I drew my tag and couldn't even get out to use it. And we asked if we could decline it or not take it, and they wouldn't even do that. So yeah, sucked. Jeff, entries. If you're looking for 2 free tickets to this weekend's ice show, I'm going to be giving 2 sets away here. So if you haven't entered, you can go to the main Facebook page, and you can enter on the, let's see, I think it's just a few posts down. Or if you click on the photos, I think there's a photos page that has the contest. So let me ask you guys, have you guys been out yet? Anybody been out fishing? What are you seeing for ice? How's the fishing been? Who's coming to the show this weekend? Anybody looking for any shacks? Oh yeah, this is the other thing too. I have got just kind of clearing out some space for oh, Ray, gotcha. I've got, I believe, 2 Eskimo 2400s, and then 1 Eskimo 2000 Escape Series, and those will have all the cover, the covers, tow bars, high facts, and those are, everything there is all new. So if anybody's looking, I know the 2400s are not available this year at all. I think there was very few that got shipped out, and that's been a pretty hot shack. So I'll post everything up on the page and put it on Marketplace here probably tomorrow. And if anybody who is interested, I can throw them in the back of the truck and bring them right to the show, and you can meet me at the show if you like to. I don't have any one-mans. The 2000 is kind of like a glorified one-man. You can use it as a 2-person, but it is just a really nice 1-person, and very easy to move around, pretty lightweight. Have I ever tried the First Strike indicators? The little flags. We have just nothing that I really do a whole lot of. If we're tip up fishing or doing anything, or with the tip downs, the indicators, either the flag or you're watching the tip down go down. But great concept, if you're a guy that does a lot of just setting dead sticks and stuff like that, or sitting outside. It's another great way to watch few or more rods. Let's see. Okay. Was anybody at the St. Paul show last weekend? And if you were, did you buy anything? Okay. All right. I'm going to put those into a drawing board, and we will draw some winners. Caden, we were talking earlier, Puygen's been really good. Again, just varies on the ice, and now with the new snow, was not out there today. The new snow, we're just gonna really have to pay attention, kind of spud your trails out. Great system to do is you and a buddy go out with a drill and spud your way and drill your way out and kind of find the trails to where you're wanting to go. Keep it marked on your GPS and just keep following that trail. That's really the best way to do anything right now after the snow. Again, not knowing how much that insulation is going to affect over the weekend, but I hope that it just gets cold enough here, dries up, and that wind can blow a lot of that snow off that lake. So, crossing our fingers. Let's see. Coot says he's got a new tip down that's going to be at the show. We'll have to go check that one out. Okay, well, let me go see what it spit out. Okay, so we'll do the two winners. First one, I have Roger, RODGER. He had, his comment was, I'd take Aaron, so whoever Aaron is. So I guess I will send him a message right now. When you get this, send me your email address and a phone number, and that I'll need to get you to the tickets. And if you guys can't use them, please text me back, and then we will draw another one. I just want to make sure that they go to you. So if you can't use them, let us know, and we'll get you the other one. All right, and the second one, I've got Angela Trader. Angela Trader. Oh, Angie. I think that might be the same Angie I know. All right, so Angie, I will message you, and again, if you can't go, let me know, and I will redraw two more. So if you guys are going to be there and you message me back, then I will also have a bag of the Catch and Cook for you as well. So that you'll be able to pick up from me right at the show, and that'll be great. Let's see. Are you bringing some of that dill pickle bread into the show, Cheyenne? Yes, I will have. I will have some of it there. Thorn Brothers should have plenty, and then whatever I have left will be going to Critters. Yeah, should be. I know that stuff's going to be pretty hot because the talk is already out there from a lot of people. But I wish they'd do some sales or like some taste tests at this show. Maybe next year if I can get the guys to come. We'll do some cooking for you guys because it's awesome to taste it all. All right. Well, with that, we'll be doing again, all through the winter, weekly, probably Wednesday nights again, 8 o'clock every Wednesday, and we'll have some guests, and we'll talk about ice fishing, ice reports, and anything really that's going on. The one thing I will touch base on right here too, if people are around here, and Coot, I'd love to hear your input on this. The Winnebago County Parks Department has been so against fishermen for as long as I can ever remember being involved in the area. Between the starting battle on Bago, having the issues back then, to the boat landing fees and limited slips, all the soccer moms and everybody else, parking there for free. And now they want to put a fee to get out on the ice with a vehicle. And to me, that is absolutely ridiculous. To charge somebody to drive out onto the lake, you're not, I'm not even really getting into it, but I'd love to hear everybody's thoughts. I've read through a lot of the comments on some of the news pages and other places today, and I just don't get where they're coming from. They don't maintain any of the lake stuff at all, and the clubs, and that's why the club access, the Otter Street and Brickyard and all these fishing clubs take care of their sections of the lake. They have their donation boxes up, and you put the money in the donation boxes, and they use that to improve, plow the roads, build bridges and everything else. And now the city or county wants to, get their cut too. I don't agree with it. Just curious to see what your guys' thoughts are, and it'd be interesting to see where this goes, but very frustrating. Other than that, if you guys have any questions or want to come chat up at the show, get a hold of me, and do what I can to answer you, and we'll gladly spend some time. John, further turning outdoor sports into a rich person's game. Yeah, it's pretty sad. It's a public lake. It should be public access. I just don't gather where they can justify, I don't know. And then you go out, let's just, North Dakota. I mean, prime example, all the lakes out in North Dakota, free access. But the other thing that they have too is, they've got, fish cleaning stations around all the different spots. It's crazy, and we can't get anything here. They built that brand new launch over on Winnebago up at County A, Grundman Lane. Where's the fish cleaning station? You go over to the east side, go down to Fond du Lac, and they don't have any problems with theirs. Why can we not get one over on the west side of Winnebago? It just boggles my mind. All this money that they bring in, and it just seems like they don't care about the fishermen. That's all I got to say about that. Yeah, Jeff, that it would, if they're going to charge, then have the clubs get all the money, and do it that way. But why does the county have to stick their nose in it? It just doesn't. I don't know. None of the other counties are doing it. Outagamie really doesn't have anything, but Calumet, Fond du Lac counties, they're not charging. Time to get the Winnebago County Parks Department out of there. I'm pretty certain it's the one guy, and it's just sad that he's always had it out for fishermen. Well, everybody, I'm going to leave it at that. I'll be up early tomorrow morning, getting stuff ready, heading to the show, get the show set up, and come back and daughter's Christmas program at school tomorrow night, and then Friday morning back for the show, and then yeah, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So look forward to seeing everybody, and drive safe. Make sure you got some warm gear, some warm clothes. It's going to be cold. All right. Sounds good. See you guys this weekend, and everybody have a great night. Cheers.